tell you what it's like to work up a chimney. I can tell you about the oral hygiene conspiracy. And I can tell you how bad Dick Van Dyke's accent really was in Mary Poppins. Do I make my hair all floppy and give you my best Hugh Grant? And use bumbling, apologetic charm to try and get 3 words across? Do I do like my countryman, David Brent, in the TV show, The Office, and bring a boombox on stage with my Boston Yankees basketball cap and get you all swaying and clapping along with Tina Turner's Simply the Best? Do I talk about my mistakes? As we all know, bad decisions make good stories. There's my 80s perm, when Frankie Goes to Hollywood ruled the airwaves. It was curly on top, short on the back and sides. It grew upwards into a Marge Simpson. It was basically an upside-down curly mullet. Do I share some words of wisdom handed down by my grandfather, which may also be considered universal truths, about triangular sandwiches always tasting better than square ones? The fact that at the end of every party, there's always someone crying. Or the smaller the monkey, the more it looks like it would kill you at the first given opportunity. Or do I pose some questions which will make you into deeper philosophical thinkers in readiness for those late-night conversations in the dorm? If a person owns a piece of land, do they own it all the way to the centre of the earth? Why are they called stairs inside, but steps outside? Why is there a light in the fridge, but not the freezer? What do people in China call their good quality plates? Why is it, when someone tells you there's over 1 billion stars in the universe, you believe them? But when they tell you there's some wet paint somewhere, you have to touch it. Or, as Henry Lee asked me in 5th grade, if we aren't supposed to eat animals, then why are they made out of meat? Or, on a more topical note, how did Virage manage to make every day an alternate dress day? Do I talk about the after effects of a bout of senioritis? Some of you managed to avoid this potentially harmful disease, while others have been fighting off the symptoms since your sophomore year. Maybe I should help those of you who still have difficulty deciphering the fine line between boredom and hunger. Do I evangelically share inspirational quotes? It may be the 2nd of June, but today is the first day of the rest of your life. Live for today and dance like there's no one watching. Is this the real Caesar's Palace? As a geographer, I consider the geography theme about paraphrasing the words of James H. Kunstler in order to stress your role as citizens, not consumers, the importance of living, buying, consuming locally, and avoiding the expensive and wasteful 3,000-mile Caesar salad. I was thinking about informing you that you and you and you, not you, Rodrigo, but you and you are the solution, you are the answer to all the world's social, political, and economic problems. You can change the world, you can make a difference, you are the future. It is in your hands, and you can bring an end to all human conflict and environmental calamity. But that's not going to happen. I know the choice response to global warming is to leave the fridge door open. Do I try and take you to the future, when your grandparents talking to your grandkids about how simple and basic life was back in 2011? Telling them that all you had to amuse yourselves with in the evening was cable TV and the internet and your PlayStation and your Wii and your computer and the iPad and the iPhone and the iPod. And then having to further suffer the howls of laughter as you play and dance to some old-time music, some Flow Rider, some 50 Cent. Do I talk to my colleagues who have devoted so much time, energy, knowledge, and advice? We have 108 teachers here, 9 of whom have taught at SAS for over 20 years. I did the math. This group of teachers have put in a combined total of 977 years at SAS. That's not their career, that's just SAS. That's a real fact, not a Fox News fact. You put that into a continuum, and it predates the last successful invasion of Britain by William the Conqueror back in 1066, an event which still leaves a bitter aftertaste. So, Kanika, I'm caught in the middle of this three-sided thing, which, if I may, call a triangle. We have your friends, and we have your parents and family, and we have your teachers. I feel like I'm in the middle right now, but I'm not, because you're in the middle, because this is your hour. But today, one vertex of that three-sided shape is being left behind. Your teachers to be replaced in a couple of months by your lecturers and your professors. Another corner, your peers and friends, is also moving away from you. And I'm sure your friends will always be friends, but they too may drift. And your current friends will see, maybe with a touch of envy, they have many new friends on my twit face. Your family, the third corner of the triangle, will always remain. They are non-negotiable. Old cliches, such as you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family, remind us of their status. They are the most important corner, and that family relationship is one you should nurture and never neglect. That should be the angle of the triangle you are always closest to, irrespective of actual distance. As a teacher, I'm drifting away from you, but I'll always be part of my daughter's world, my daughter's triangle, so my message is for them also, via you. My daughters Nicole and Claire are not here tonight because of violin, advanced ballet, Sanskrit and Kumon math commitments. That's a joy of being 6 and 3. And I hope there'll be parents like you one day, dedicated professionals just like my colleagues, and globally aware young people just like yourselves. I hope there'll be parents who will support their own children wholeheartedly and unconditionally, while allowing them to stand on their own 2 feet and learn from their mistakes. I hope they'll instill a sense of family, not only as a strong family unit who eat together, share vacations together, but also have a sense of pride in the ongoing entity that is the family, and pride in their forefathers, a family that over generations has suffered through war, depression, disasters and oppression, as well as many happy, successful and prosperous years. Teachers, I'd be proud if my daughters grew up to be any one of you, and the variety of personalities is broad, but each one of you brings something different to the table, and that's a good thing. Too often, in the name of consistency, we are told to do the same things and subjected to a cookie-cutter approach. I hope my daughters get to do the job they want, do it in the way they want, and to do it well. Our school's strength is in its variety, and if we were always told to do the same thing at the same time, as some schools do, SAS would be a far poorer school. Hang in there, Kerry, it's the last page. As students, and this is going to sound very idealistic and hopeful, I want Nicole and Claire to travel the world as you have done with their eyes open, yet not lose sight of what's going on around them. I want them to appreciate Singapore with the rich mix of ethnic, local, traditional and modern cultures. I want them to appreciate the arts even if they're not artists. I want them to live a healthy, balanced lifestyle even if they're not athletes. I want them to have the skills to adapt their behaviour to a variety of different situations. I want them to be able to have a half-decent conversation with the Madagascan First Secretary at a cocktail party at the High Commission. I want them to be respectful at sacred sites, noisy at the pep rally, creative when creativity is encouraged. I want them to read what they want, but also appreciate that there are many genres and even more writers and a myriad of great stories and essays. But most of all, I want my daughters to be respectful with genuine warm smiles on their faces, I want them to be good, true friends with each other and with others. Students, you're all travellers, yet there's always a centre of your world. For the next few years, it'll be your college, and you have to get to know where you are and develop a true sense of place. Get to know your new home, and get to know it at different scales. Get to know the immediate neighbourhood. Beyond that, get to know the region. Jump on a bus and just go. To paraphrase Paul Thoreau, travelling for its own sake opens your eyes. You have some new challenges. Family will be pulling, friends will be pulling, and places such as Singapore will be pulling you back. But whereas my generation lost touch due to the friction of distance, you can now be updated by every one of your friends and families' changes in status and location every hour of every day. I started this little ramble with, "Are we having fun yet?" That was a favourite saying of SAS teacher Ed Brown, who sadly passed away earlier this year and is missed by the whole SAS community. I'm going to end by paraphrasing a quote which was also kindly sent to me by his wife Pat Brown and family. "Work hard every day you can. Play hard every day you can. Work hard but have fun doing it." Thank you.